Our next guest has gotten his hands dirty making figures, music videos, superhero movies, extremely mature cartoons, and he's worked on an issue or two of Spawn as well. Ladies and gentlemen, Todd McFarlane.
Hey, how are you guys doing?
Hey, Todd.
And besides my hands got dirty yesterday, look at that, my forearm got dirty.
Oh.
That's Ozzy Ozbourne signed my
Nice. So you have a lot of stuff you're showing off. I guess we can start with that. You directed a music video for Ozzy for his latest album.
Correct. Yeah, the title song of the entire album is called Patient Number 9, and that came out a couple weeks ago, and they're doing the drop of the whole album in September. Excuse me. And Ozzy and I did a quick 2-hour signing yesterday. Can I go on record as saying,
yes,
I have been in this industry a long time. Ozzy Ozbourne is the fastest signer I have ever seen of any creative person.
Really?
And I know some fast people, Rob Liefeld, Jim Lee, Robert Kirkman.
That's amazing.
Right? And he does it, and he puts every letter.
You didn't even notice. He just
It's the whole word,
It's
too.
Ozzy Osbourne, and he does it faster than people who do initials. So I'm thinking of changing my name to Toddy Osbourne.
I like that.
Obviously, it goes way faster if I do that. No, he literally schooled me yesterday. He was just firing the posters across, and it piled up, and I was probably about 200 behind by the time it was over.
Oh my God.
That's crazy. So this isn't your first time working with Ozzy. You were making
No.
action figures of him, 20 years ago. Yeah.
Right, right.
What's the relationship like now? Any cool like Ozzy anecdotes besides him?
No, not really. What's really fascinating, not only about Ozzy, but a lot of celebrities, especially in the music side of it, that for the most part, they know how to pace themselves, right?
Right.
I mean, if you have any kind of longevity, they'll all tell you can't be the same on stage as you are off stage because you're going to burn yourself out.
No, you can't eat a bat every day.
Right. And so Ozzy, sort of pays himself, and then you're sort of behind the curtain, and you go, okay, the media's going to be there, the fans, or whatever it is, or action when we're making the video. And when you say that word or you come through the door, bam, a switch goes off.
Right.
And they're just performers. What are you talking about? And especially Ozzy's been doing it for 5 decades. So I think if people could see that switch from moment to moment of just going, yes, right? Even yesterday when people were taking photography, he's signing, and then they go, Ozzy, and he has that energy. He knows how to deliver it, so it's fantastic.
Nice.
I always admire that.
So the other thing you're showing off is you're reuniting with Greg Capullo to do Batman and Spawn teaming up once again, or fighting each other. I'm not sure
Yes.
which. This is the first time they've done this since like '94.
Those boys are hanging out again.
Yeah. So the announcement of Batman Spawn, and I said it yesterday, and I'll go on record. It will easily, and this one's a gimme, easily be the biggest selling book of this year. I think we can get it so it will be the biggest selling book of this century in our industry, period. And the reason I say that is last year, King Spawn #1 came out. I expanded my line. And without Batman and without Greg Capullo, we sold 500,000 copies. You give me Greg Capullo, the preeminent Batman artist, and he's the best Spawn artist because he did 80 issues with me, and you give me Batman, why can't I double that number?
You're going to crush it.
Yeah,
absolutely.
We're going to crush this.
People like this Batman guy. They're big fans.
Yeah. And people have been asking, hey, when's Greg Capullo going to draw Spawn again, right? And for decades, ever since he left to go draw Batman. And so it's like, in this issue, all your questions, Todd, when are you going to work with Greg again? In this issue, hey, when are they going to cross over again, those two characters? In this issue, hey, when are we going to see those villains again? In this issue, it's all going to be there. I mentioned on the panel the other day, when I was a kid, we had books like Arkham Asylum and The Killing Joke. And they were one-shot. This is a one-shot. And we just thought it was super cool, and the only thing that aggravated you was that it was over after one issue, and they didn't make any more. But 20 years later, you still remember those issues. Our goal is to make one of those kinds of books.
So you're a huge Batman fan. I assume you've seen every Batman movie. Do you have a personal favorite one?
No, I haven't seen them all. I've said I don't really go to superhero movies. So, like I don't go to a lot of superhero.
They can bring them to you at home.
No, and here's why. I'm going to tell you why. I do fantasy all day long, 10, 12 hours a day.
Yeah.
Right? And I just go and go and go and go. And at the end of it, I unplug. And most of my viewing habits are drama.
Oh.
Non-special effect dramas.
Right.
R-rated for the most part. And if they happen to be based on a real life story, even better. And then I sort of recover I get a good night's sleep, and then I get up and I do 12 hours of fantasy.
Yeah.
Right? Now, I have friends in this industry that actually go, no, I go see all of them. So I'm trying to figure it out. They go, so you do fantasy by day, then fantasy at night, then you go and dream your next story of fantasy, and it never, I can't. I have to pace myself. So I go fantasy, non-fantasy, fantasy. And so my movie going is, I'll go watch Blood Diamond or Braveheart or something.
On the subject of R-rated adult products, you have been talking about the Spawn movie for some time. The biggest Comic-Con announcement at San Diego about the Spawn movie is you're going to have an announcement at New York Comic-Con.
Right. Yeah. No. So look, we debated this with the people that are working on the movie. I go, I think San Diego is the place right now to make the announcement. We did a little bit of calculus on timing, and they eventually said, Todd, we'll let you make the final call.
Right.
And I went, you know what? I think the time would be better because of a couple other things at October. But everybody, I'm going to say that announcement is coming officially, so now nobody can back out, right? I don't want to hear any excuses, because sometimes when you get a lot of people and you get all the agents and all the managers and lawyers and everybody, and everybody's got a conflicting. I go, so I'm going to go on record, and now we can't back out.
Okay.
Right.
So just for the sake of expectations, like let's say on a scale of working title announcement with work in progress logo to like full on trailer reveal, where should people's hype be?
I put it in the middle.
Just the middle.
And let me say that we've got 3 more months.
Right.
3 more months. I may move it from a 5 to 10 to higher than that. Right.
Okay.
So that's why we wanted to move it a little bit later. So.
Now, we're huge action figure nerds. I know you are. I love talking about toys at Comic-Con. It's one of my favorite things. Before we let you go, what is your favorite action figure that you've ever made?
Maybe if I had to pick one, it would be maybe Mandarin Spawn, the very first one. But my favorites are like 6 or 7, but they're not the entire figure.
Right.
They're pieces of the figure that I remember when we were making toys, because it was a learning process, that when I finally saw hair done what I thought was right, I go, there, we can make hair like that. And then we did one that was like wrinkles. And I went, man, those look like real live wrinkles. Ooh. We can do the wrinkles. And then it was somebody else had detail, and the detail held up. So we can do detail. And then it's like we can do likeness of faces. And so there was like, yes. All of it's now possible. We should strive to do all of it together someday.
I absolutely love that. Todd, thank you so much for stopping by, and thank you to everyone watching at home. There's tons more Comic-Con all weekend long on IGN, and thank you for watching. Todd, thank you so much, man.
Sure. Thanks.